But another team that's really impressed me with a new style of play this season has been the Miami Heat, who have started out 3-1. And the most surprising part of this whole thing for me is Erik Spoelstra is, when Erik Spoelstra does something in the NBA, a lot of people tend to follow what he does. And it's kind of reminding me a bit of what the Pacers did last year. They're basically not calling any plays on offense for the Miami Heat. They're not running many picks either. Most teams are dominated by pick and roll, but their offense has led the NBA so far. I think they're putting up like 130 points a game through their first 4 games, and they're the only team to score at least 140 twice. Their offense has been fantastic, and it's without Tyler Hero because, like we mentioned about not having a star player or just having one star player, because they don't have a guy who needs a lot of the basketball. It's a free flowing offense, and everyone's going out and getting theirs. What have you seen?
A great observation. Spo is someone I've known since he was, in high school. When we used to play Portland, he was our ball boy, and so I've known him since then. He was a terrific player himself, but then when he came and worked for Riles, he came in the league as a video coordinator. Really learned everything about the league. Incredibly smart guy, very high basketball IQ. He was one of the first guys to be very innovative, um, to use his zone in the NBA. He also went out and studied football coaches to figure out what makes football. What can I steal from football, American football,
Hmm.
to be where you learn from coach. Coaching is coaching, so he learns from other coaches. So he learned a lot there of what to do in an environment to create to tempo to play at. Uh, and I think, you see Missoula doing that with our favorite coach over in the Premier League and Pep. He studies and is friends with. I think, I think it's really good, but I think Spo, we as a the USA Basketball, which is the governing body for all of our national teams here, uh, made a brilliant decision in making him our U.S. men's national team coach for the 2028 Olympics. And
Hmm.
I think this is really the guy had so much credibility as a world champion coach, and he was a gold medal assistant last year for the U.S. team. But I think Spo, as a head coach in 28 in LA, will just be incredible. And I think when you have that, everyone in basketball looks at you even differently. We all acknowledge that he was one of the two or three best coaches in our league, but now it just even goes higher. And so, and your games get refereed differently by referees because they know who you are. But he has a great personality, a great temperament. I don't know what a player's coach is, but I know he's one of them.
Mm.
Okay. And, he's not afraid, whether you're LeBron, Jimmy Butler, or whoever, to coach you, which you
Hmm.
have to do as a coach. You have to be a leader and you have to have toughness and courage. And he's not afraid to do that. But I think he's also one of the smartest guys and he's always innovating. And I think that's what he's doing this year.
Yeah, much like the Chicago Bulls, the Miami Heat are playing extremely fast. They actually lead the NBA in pace so far. And I love it. Khalil Ware is a player that I was very high on before he was drafted. I thought Miami got an absolute steal with him. And they put him in the starting lineup so that Jovic can come off the bench and be kind of a point forward. And then guys like Hackers are just doing amazing work on their downhill drives. They're really pushing the ball, whether it's off a missed shot from the opponent, whether it's off a turnover, even when they're inbounding the basketball, they're just pushing the ball up before the defense has a chance to get set so that they can drive into the gaps and really cause the defense to get in rotation, create cross matches, so on and so forth. And one of my favorite players in the NBA, because coach, I love defense, is Davion Mitchell. I think defensively, I don't think you can name 5 guys that are better defenders than Davion Mitchell in the NBA right now.
Well, the most important part of defense, Mo, in basketball is the ability to contain the basketball, not get beat off the dribble anywhere on the perimeter. And Davion Mitchell excels at that. The
You know what they
problem we
call him, right?
have, I'm sorry?
You know what they call him, right? His nickname, Off Night. Because if you go into that building, he's guarding you, you're going to have an off night.
I love that. I
But sorry,
love
the
that.
problem we have, continue.
Okay. So I think one of the things, and he played at Auburn, who was he drafted by?
Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento Kings.
Who
And
was he
this guy,
traded by?
and this guy, I mean, he's a pit bull. I hate to say, I mean, defensively, and I love that. Made some big shots in the playoffs last year, but this guy, and everything in the NBA and and college basketball, anywhere in the world, starts with defense, but it starts on the guy that's guarding the ball. If they get by the first line of defense in any sport, but especially in basketball, all the problems now start. Big men getting in foul trouble, big men offensive rebounding, wide open threes on cross court passes. And so this guy gives your defense a chance. That's what I love about Mitchell.